Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have another bomb reading. We hope you guys are well. Yeah. Happy fall. It's definitely a fall day. It was raining here earlier. And that's okay, right? Everything has its season, right? I was just listening to that song too. Turn, turn, turn. A time to live, a time to die, a time to laugh, a time to cry. It's a really great song. That song was actually from the 60s, and it was to a cry for peace, right, during that Vietnam War. So let's get into this here. And it was a song of wisdom. Basically, enjoy your life, because cycles come and they go, and we can't control them. No, we can't. So why feel down? Like, if it's not an up cycle, right? Yeah, why feel down? It'll change. So let's see what we have today, Sagittarius. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and anybody who this resonates with, because they are for the collective. We have identity. Make your own choices. So this woman here has these strings. She's like a puppet, and she's looking into the mirror. I don't know if she sees the strings, and she probably does, but she's looking in the mirror going, you know what, I need to kind of know who I am, right? Identity crisis is when you don't know who you are, and you're like, oh, do I want this life anymore, or do I want this other life over here, right? And so a lot of people go through that, especially at least maybe at one point in their life, for sure. And so number 6, so there's a recognition that somebody needs to make their own choices based on who they really are and what they really want for their lives. That's what for their life. And we also have the sonnet, express your creative heart. All right, so she wasn't doing that. That's why she's kind of hunching or hovering at the wall here. And there's a bunch of words here that are, honestly, they look like they are either, I don't know if they're in another language, or I think so, but or maybe just backwards. It's hard to tell here, but express your creative heart. Somebody wants, see, this is what I mean. This is about somebody wanting something for their life, and before they were denying themselves, and maybe they were letting somebody else make their choices. Yeah, we don't allow that here, you guys know. You have to make your own choice in life, right? Yeah, for sure you do. You'll never be happy. Consent, know your boundaries. All right, so this lady here did not know her boundaries. That's why she's letting all these people scratch her back. And one of these hand scratchers, who are like real people here, right, at least on the image, have drawn blood here on her back. And so she's carrying this lantern. And the fact that she's carrying the lantern looks like she is kind of looking for understanding or seeking insight, right? But somebody kind of didn't have boundaries, or that can mean anything, though. It can mean that you didn't know yourself. When you don't know yourself, you don't really know who you are and what you really want in your life and just stuff like that. You just kind of really don't have boundaries, because you kind of, maybe you might go for anything. You know how they always say that if you stand for nothing, you'll go for anything. I think that's how it is, but this talks about values and beliefs. Yeah, or if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. I feel like that's how it goes. But right, so everybody has values, or at least should, for sure. But this is about somebody here is breaking chains. That's what's going on in this reading, and they are becoming authentic in what's important for their life. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Let's see what else we have. And yeah, let's see. And we're using the twin flame cards. Feminine twin, activating your higher self. All right, very interesting. The feminine twin is basically the one who is trusting their intuition, self-care. This is the divine feminine, right? It definitely is kind of like the Empress, but it's just about understanding who you really are, right? And your intuition, allowing things to unfold, not trying to force, like sometimes the divine masculine energy can do. We need to take action, but not so much force things, right? The feminine and the masculine both have their kind of ups and downs, right? But the divine feminine has kind of lost all those issues. Yeah, so has the divine masculine in its higher self. That's what's going on here, activating the higher self. Let's see. We know what that is. That's somebody who has wisdom. Somebody is trusting their intuition, and they understand. They're trusting their heart. That's what I mean by that here, right? They're trusting their heart finally, but they weren't. And this is also a 6 and a 6. So this is also like understanding, a recognition when we see sixes. And this can, it can also kind of, reduce to, potentially a 3, because 6 and 6 is 12, and this is a 3. Threes are about manifesting. Yeah, they really are, and they can be about collaborating, and sometimes they really are about kind of understanding what you need. Yeah, they are, the threes. And remember your identity. Look at this card here, and we see the first card, identity. Make your own choices. Remember your identity. Remember who you are. And there's a mask here. So somebody was wearing a mask, once again, kind of living some life that they didn't really want to live. Maybe clearly they thought they wanted it, or they wouldn't have been there, right? But we have somebody moving into their higher self, so they know what's good for them. They know what they really want. Life can be like that, right? And it usually is like that, because what we don't want at 45, we may have really wanted it at 21, right? You're like, oh, that sounds so great, right? And sometimes you might be 38, and you might be like, oh God, no, I don't want that, right? And on this card, remember your identity is you can do it. Yeah, you can do it, right? Yeah, for sure. And we have the 2 and the 2, right? And this can be about stability. Remember your identity so you can remember who you are, so you can create your own stability in your life, right? And that's what we always need, because stability kind of really means, I don't mean financial, but stability and inward or inner security and things like that means self-mastery, right? And yeah. So let's see what else we have here for you guys, Sagittarius. If you would like your own psychic reading, you can get one. They're lots of fun. I'm accurate. I'm a Silva grad. We do them on a video call, or we can do them on a phone call if you choose. And it can be about you or anybody else. Yeah, and if you would like me to read yours and somebody else's, then you book the psychic. Please book the combination reading, because there will be enough time for that, right? Yeah. So let's see what we have, and everything's in the description box below. And we have Daisy and the Dandelion. All right. So yeah, and so Daisy and the Dandelion is about having fun, I believe. Yeah, I feel like it is. And that's what she's doing. She's playing with the lion, and the lion is laying on the dandelion, right? And dandelion is a super herb. You can take it for all kinds of issues, physical issues. Yeah, I don't know if it's for emotional issues. It may be. Yeah, and I've done that in my life, and I know that they really help. Yes, they do. Yeah, and so the dandelion is very happy to have his tummy tickled. He knows how to enjoy simple pleasures and doesn't mind showing it. Let his appearance in your reading remind you to make room for fun in your life. That's what somebody's doing here. Somebody's making a choice to live life with more like creativity, fun, and just really being who they are, because we've heard about the identity twice. Yeah, we heard that twice. So somebody's being who they really are here. And walk with wings. And yeah, so walk with wings is here. And that was actually, that was in the reverse. So let's have a look at that in the reverse. Walk with wings means really be yourself. It does. And it just kind of, right? Just kind of get up and do it, right? And yeah, and so let's have a look at what that means reverse. Let's see what it says, walk with wings. Get up and do it. Do it anyway, even if it, yeah. Just use your wings, right? Take flight, right? Have courage a little bit. And reverse, this is, yeah, walk with wings is about kind of doing something without fear, right? In the reverse, though, we see these plants are prickly, but still provide an abundance of food. Yeah, for these insects, because they're here, right? These bees, right? They have bees here. Keep an open eye for what people have to say. They may be irritable, cantankerous, or even rude, but there might be grains of truth in their words that could help us grow. Yeah, even if they weren't said in kindness. Yeah, remember, prickly can still be productive, of course. We don't learn with, all these sweet kind of words. You're so great and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it helps, right? It does, but so somebody might be saying things here that are a little bit kind of hurtful, but they are reminding us that they're reminding you, maybe Sagittarius or your person, that you've grown or you're growing, right? Yeah, something gets left out here too. Something does, and somebody could be angry in this reading that maybe they could be not a part of your plan anymore, Sagittarius, right? Because the identity shown up twice. Somebody has new plans here. Yes, they do. And let's see what we have here with the tarot. And yeah, let's see what we have. Let's get some shuffles though. Let's see what we got. Yeah, and welcome. If you guys are watching for the first time, welcome in. And remember I said, if you are resonating with this reading, and you're not a Sag, you know, could be a lot of Sag in your chart, could simply be your reading because they are for the collective. So let's see what we have. And let's see what we got here. And yeah, let's see what we got. Bottom of the deck shows the King of Pentacles. Could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn here. Can talk about abundance, right? Can talk about values. The King of Pentacles, he's kind of about his money, but he can instability and things like that. And he's about practical things. And you know, there's a lot of practical things in our life, right? Food and housing, and but it's also about beliefs and values. Yeah. So let's see what we have here. We have the Sun, Five of Cups, Ten of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Two of Cups. A couple twos here. Twos are about two people, typically. Twos can be about choices. Let's move the camera down. And yeah. And so we have the Two of Swords reversed. So we have three twos here. So yeah, twos are definitely about choices. And let's see, we have, or two people. Four of Cups, we have the Hanged Man reversed. All right, so there's some, with the Five of Cups and the Hangman showing up in the reading, there is a sacrifice here. And especially next to the Ten of Cups here. Oh my goodness, a Ten of Wands. Sorry guys, not cups. Yeah, and so we see the man carrying the 10 wands, and he's terribly burdened, and he has to lay them down because he can't continue like that for long unless he wants to live a short life, right? Too much hard work will eventually can kill you, for sure it can. But, you know, this is an ending. It's a completion. The 9 is a completion, and the Hangman definitely talks about some sort of completion. It can also talk about, you know, coming to terms about a particular thing, like having your perspective, right? Because he gets up there to kind of figure things out. But he's, you know, he's in the reverse now, so we can say that he's gotten down off the post where he was kind of hanging, the Hanged Man. He can talk about enlightenment because here he has the halo here. This is the crown chakra, right? I heard it being described as divine consciousness, right? And universal consciousness. So the other day in the Merchants of Light, if you guys want to see a really cool video, check that out here on YouTube. Yeah. And so, and that is, it has a lot. Yeah, it's just go check it out. Very cool. And so here he is with his halo. And yeah, he's kind of figured something out, right? He could have been really trying to understand. The perspective is clear now. That's what this is about. And the identity here, somebody didn't know they didn't have a clear understanding of who they were. They moved into their higher selves now, and now they have new boundaries, right? They do. And they want to live joyfully. That's what this reading really is about. And they want to live with you, most likely, Sagittarius, and in love. So we see the Two of Cups right here, right? Next to the Nine of Cups, beautiful. We also see the Sun above this. So there's a lot of clarity here about this wish that somebody has, right? That you or they have. And so the Five of Cups, too, shows there's some type of ending or regret for, there could be a regret for somebody being in their lower self. In other words, I didn't understand I didn't understand myself, or I wasn't clear on who I was, or where I wanted my life to go, and things like that. And so, but I've matured. Of course, it's a major maturity when you move into your higher self. I mean, you can tell just by the words, right? But there's regret here about that, kind of like, well, I didn't know in the past, so I kind of regret that. But there's also some sadness here in this reading. Yeah, there is some sadness here, and it's because this Five of Cups is next to the Ten of Wands. Somebody could have learned a lesson. They feel like it's later in life, possibly they could have learned a lesson here about, maybe about love, just about self, about themselves, their higher selves, and wisdom in general, and really like the true meaning of life, like, or what am I here for, kind of, and right, just things like that. And so, but the burden is dropped because the 10 here is a completion. That's what I mean, like something gets left out because there's major clarity. And, the overall energy is happiness, even if we see these other sad cards, not cars. The overall energy here is happiness, right? Yeah, and let's cover up the little boy. You can't see anything, but hey, never know here. And here he is, and he's on the horse. The horse means freedom too, right? Yeah, the horse is freedom and movement. And so the sun is here to show clarity or bring light, right? Bring light to you or this person. And we know somebody's received the light because here's the Hanged Man in the reverse. He's already been enlightened. Yeah, he has. And he had to suffer a little bit because, when you put yourself up on this post, you're kind of alone, right? You have to say, I don't have time to talk to anybody. It's kind of a little isolation. I have to be alone. And so let me go hang myself up on this tree, on this post. His legs are posted and his not posted, tied. And his arms are tied here, right? He's not actually hanging. No, not like that. But he is the Hanged Man, and he is stuck up there. And so it's a sacrifice. I need to take time to sacrifice for what I want and what I know to be real in my life, yeah, or what I would like to know for sure. So that's been done here. Could have been sacrificing time, sacrificing a physical situation, a relationship, sacrificing maybe money, maybe right, sacrificing old values, right, like giving them up, like I don't value that anymore. That can be a sacrifice in order to live in harmony or with security and stability. It's like inward stability though, or inner, right? We're not talking about stuff on the outside so much. No, this is always more important, the inner, right? Yeah, and heal the inner and kind of rule the world. That's really kind of what that's about, right? But in a way with love, right? Rule your world. Be the master of yourself. Yeah. So, 5 of Cups sits in the challenge. So maybe there was something really hard and kind of sad here in the challenge. And, it is an ending. 5s are endings. They are. They're challenging chapters that end in our life. And there's 2 cups standing, Sagittarius, and the 2 of Cups is here. These cups are for you. They are, right? And in the near future is this 2 of Cups. And you might make up with somebody, or you might meet somebody here who maybe who just knew you and realized you were so great, but they didn't go for you. That could be the situation here. You could be meeting somebody new who just sees how wonderful you are and says, why am I over here with so and so? Or it doesn't have to be a relationship, or doing this, or living over here, or listening to other people how to live my life, something like that, right? Yeah, we have that card. Remember your identity. You can do it. Yeah, very interesting. And maybe somebody's a past life partner here. It's possible. You could have met somebody, or you might be meeting them, and they're just a past life partner. Like, you don't know them in this life at all, right? And if they seem familiar to you in this life and you've never met them, then most likely they're a past life partner, right? So the 2 of Pentacles sits in the past. This is when you or this person has figured out your identity. Like, what am I doing here? And walked into your higher self. Yeah, for sure. And and this, interesting with the Hangman right here. This is the higher self, right here, showing up in the potential outcome. And whenever we move somewhere higher, we always have to leave something that is of the lower vibration behind. That's just how it works, right? Yeah, and and so, yeah, and so the 4 of Wands is the mindset. This is security. And we have 2 4s here, so we know this is about inner stability or inner security. The mindset could be to get married. It could be for a celebration. It could be for personal security and just happiness. It could be because there's joy here. Security always brings joy. And I don't mean financial security. That's comfort. That's not joy, right? Otherwise, these people who are really, really rich, they'd never off themselves, would they? If it really created happiness, right? The problem with some of those people who have, are really unhappy with themselves is because they thought that they didn't know themselves and they thought materialism was the answer, or money. And so when they got there and they got all the money, they're like, what? I'm still not happy. Yeah, it comes from within. Happiness comes from within. It comes from you, yourself. It comes from within. It never comes from anything. True happiness and joy comes from within. It doesn't come from external. It doesn't. Other people or events know. And some of the poorest people in the world know this, and they are happy. Yeah, wow. Like in Bangladesh, that's what they say. They say they are one of the poorest people in the world, and yet everybody, because they see their cup half full, and they take pleasure in small things, and they know that it doesn't come from external materialism and things like that. No, it doesn't. And so they've proved a lot of rich people wrong, haven't they? Especially rich people who have really kind of left, like kind of, went ballistic over it, or kind of lost themselves, right? Because they became rich and they still weren't happy. Okay, we have the Two of Cups in the near future. The concern is a wish. And this here, though, is saying in a way, like, God, if I can have Sagittarius, though, there's that too, though. If I can have Sagittarius, wow, my dreams will come true. But this activating the higher self says, yeah, my dream could really come true over here, but look how much stronger I am now and how happy I am on my own, activating the higher self. So the Two of Swords sits here reversed underneath the Ten of Wands. Yeah, a burden gets lifted here. It's almost like the Tower. Interesting how there's the only major, there's two here. And they start with the first card, which is kind of the beginning or the overall energy, and the potential outcome is here, which is another major arcana. Everything else is supporting these two cards, right? I mean, these cards always support one another because that's the way it is. It's the same thing in the natal chart, right? Support each other, kind of challenge each other to bring a lesson, to show you, to teach you, right? That's what your chart is, your higher self roadmap. That's really what the chart is. Yeah, in becoming your true potential. Yeah, in all ways, not just hey, I wanted to be a PhD. No, not just like that, right? And so and here we have the Sun sitting over the Two of Cups. Somebody knows who they're in love with here. There's regret here, but hey, it's worth it because Sagittarius is my wish. The Nine of Cups over here as I'm dropping this burden here. Two of Swords reversed. I have no choice but to do that because I'm in my higher self now. And what I wanted before, or what I thought I wanted, is definitely not on my menu anymore. No, it's not. Two of Pentacles over here with the Four of Cups. This is kind of like, going back and forth about what I don't want anymore. This happened in the past. Two of Pentacles next to the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Wands is, hey, I want happiness for myself. And this Two of Pentacles, it talks about somebody going back and forth, but it's also about, it's wondering, right here, it's kind of like, well, now that I'm in my higher self and I really know what's good for me, it's kind of like, in the past, they didn't know. That's what it's about, you or them. Because the Two of Pentacles, it's like a pulley here. You see him? He's kind of a pulley. There's another word for this. But he's holding these two pentacles much like a pulley, right? He pulls on one, he goes, oh, maybe it's over, maybe it's that way. No, maybe it's over here, right? But this is somebody definitely who figures out their problems and moves into understanding themselves completely, for sure. This is about self-mastery, for sure it is, right? And, the Four of Cups is something that's being rejected here, something left out, as I said. And let's get a card on this Two of Swords reversed, although I'm pretty, let's see what it says here. Just curious. We have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is like I'm in love with Sagittarius, so I need to drop some type of a burden here. Could have been ego, too. I mean, it's possible here. It is definitely possible. It doesn't really speak about arrogance too much in this reading or anything like that, but something really, really ends here. We have the 5 is a completion, the 10 is a completion, the 9 is a completion, the Two of Swords is a completion in its own way. Like I've already made up my mind and kind of need to go with the flow of my heart, basically. That's what this is about here. Like I don't want to carry a burden anymore. And then the Hangman is always about some sort of completion into your higher self and sacrificing things that have to go. So this is a very beautiful reading. And your Knight, Sagittarius, could definitely be coming for you. The Knight of Cups in the environment. This is saying, well, I know who I'm really in love with. Two of Swords reversed with the Knight of Cups. And I'm tired of kind of fighting it. Yeah, we see the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords reversed. Somebody looks like they were fighting because they look like they were fighting themselves, you know, especially with this identity crisis. Like, well, kind of going back and forth. Who am I really, and what do I want? But that fighting's over. Yeah, like this inner kind of challenge and this inner Two of Swords reversed is like an inner. There was like an inner argument going on, inner turmoil. That's what that is. That's all over in this reading, and it's highly beautiful here. And so, yeah, we're gonna end this reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Get your psychic reading. Lots of fun, very empowering, bringing insight to your life. And if you want to ask about yourself and somebody, that's totally fine. Yeah, thanks so much. And that box, the description box is below. Thanks so much. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell in order to receive all my notifications.